Although she married a royal, it appears that she now won a team of billionaires. When it was all tiaras, fairy tales, and front-page devotion when Meghan Markle first entered the royal spotlight, a former Hollywood actress is married into the world's most renowned monarchy. Plot twists like that are what Disney fantasies are all about. However, years have passed, and Meghan's royal fantasy has evolved into a new kind of narrative line. One that sounds more like a high-stakes situation in Hollywood. Let's be honest, Meghan wasn't merely seduced by Harry's military honors and red hair. A brand caught her eye, she perceived strength. And it worked for a time. It was a spectacular wedding. The world applauded. Additionally, the Duchess of Overnight, Sussex, became well known. She did, however, lock in their cognition, the platform, and the prestige. The mission is finished. However, what occurs when? What if the prince turns out to be a broke former royal with a mortgage and family problems? The cracks begin to appear there, behind the photos and headlines. Meghan's ideal existence began to seem uninteresting. No castles, no royal salary, no just a California mansion with numerous expenses and a husband who, in spite of his celebrity, isn't precisely making tech CEOs rich. Harry's current attitude, his low inheritance, and the removal of his royal benefits, a worried father at Whole Foods rather than a world powerhouse. In the meanwhile, Meghan, she is seeing her brand lose traction. She relies on attention, strategy, and strategic reinvention. She hardly made a splash with her Netflix series and podcast. Her, The Fruit, the cooking videos, and attempts at Martha Stewart-style lifestyle programming were parodied into meme territory. The sound bites about empowerment and eliminating videos didn't work. Rather, they became widely popular for all the wrong reasons. At which point the whispering started. Because when luxury is the foundation of a brand, when empowerment and glamour begin to falter, Meghan's world can only undergo one change. Additionally, based on the increasing chatter in the upscale circles of Montecito and Malibu, she's already hunting. No, not for a manager or a new assistant. For something bigger. Billionaire large, really. The rumors are following Meghan's return to those glitzy social circles where tech overlords, tycoons, and moguls congregate out. Well, consider telecom executives in Europe. Consider the disruptors of Silicon Valley. Consider companies that rent out airplanes like Ubers and purchase islands for pleasure. Meghan is fully aware of who to stand next to, where to go, and what to say. Her frequent appearances at invite-only galas, where she whispers about sustainability and mental health while looking into the eyes of a financial tycoon across candlelit dinners. Elon Musk is the name that keeps popping up. Let's take a moment now. Is Elon and Meghan's relationship genuine? Most likely not. That's not the purpose, though. Simply putting his name in just talking about Meghan will keep her in the news. It is a calculated move. It's planned. It's timeless. Meghan will continue the conjecture. Hold on to the clicking cameras. Keep what remains of the brand alive. Because the true twist is here. The former Meghan Markle is no longer portraying the Duchess. She's going to try out again. For her next life upgrade, that is, not for a movie role. Harry was the prince that made her famous throughout the world. However, he is now beginning to seem similar to a supporting role in her own play. And if even half of the rumors are true, Meghan isn't merely gazing around, it's true. She is preparing to leave. Harry, however, he appears to be trapped in a script that he did not write. From the he's smiling outside. Attending charity functions or using appropriate language items. But take a deeper look. Something's away. Once defining him as the renegade royal on a mission, the spark has dwindled into a man only attempting to stay awake once. The center of the royal outlaw pair. Harry is currently providing character energy in the background. Whoa, Meghan makes precise circles of billionaires. Harry continues to hold on to the notion of family responsibilities and the dwindling hope of royal atonement. Insiders claim that behind closed doors, there is a lack of enthusiasm between them. There is, in fact, a developing yet subtle tension. According to reports, Harry wants a return to normalcy, serenity, and consistency following years of public outbursts and tabloid conflict. Meghan desires power, expansion, and momentum. They're presently functioning in two distinct ways. He is still attempting to repair what went wrong. She wants to construct something completely new. It becomes messy at that point. Disagreements are hinted at by people close to the couple. Future image and money plans. Meghan apparently desires her own projects, larger partnerships, and greater brand authority, not wearing the Harry tag. Harry, meanwhile, advised being annoyed by the never-ending quest for attention, the loudness, the bustle. Their chemistry was even characterized as professional by one source. Roommates who are on entirely separate wavelengths despite sharing the same home. Children or news stories. The discussion on her rebranding follows. Based on rumors and amusement circles, Meghan is subtly establishing the foundation for her own business. She has reportedly been bouncing around names, foundations, and commercial initiatives, and is in contact with elite PR teams. Her name is heavily featured in the media. Just Meghan, not Meghan and Harry, the Duchess with a plan but no crown. It's not just chatter either. She now presents herself in a more curated and selected manner. No more embarrassing collaborative podcast moments or awkward multiple interviews. Rather, she is speaking about women in leadership, mental health, and global issues while attending power events by herself. Alteration with just enough ambiguous branding to maintain flexibility. It is identical blueprint that paved the way for her initial ascent, modified for a post-royal world. It's not a coincidence. Money, security, employees, and mortgages are all being drained from the Montecito lifestyle. Playing upper-class California royalty without royal support is costly. When a media goldmine starts to lose its appeal, Netflix signs a deal. The fallout from Spotify was a warning shot, and Meghan, the strategist, appears to be aware that time is running out. The empire collapses in the absence of new deals, headlines, and relevance. Therefore, it is hardly romantic to connect with a billionaire. It's a matter of survival. People are taking notice, and even those who are close to the Sussexes are reportedly becoming uneasy with the change. Harry is said to have felt taken by surprise by some of the choices, particularly in relation to finances and brand strategy. According to one insider, Harry didn't even know about some of Meghan's interactions with media executives and possible investors. That alone demonstrates the extent of the gap's expansion. In the midst of all of this, their reputation is deteriorating. What was previously perceived as a courageous flight from a poisonous establishment is now beginning to resemble an ill-thought-out power grab. Their initiatives are failing. Their standing is diminishing. Additionally, their adversaries from Hollywood and the royal family are circling like vultures. Therefore, poor PR is no longer the only issue. It has to do with identity. Meghan is struggling to remain current. Harry is struggling to maintain his sanity. And the query, how much longer can they pretend that this is working? That's what everyone is thinking. The cracks are more than just rumors, though. No longer. In real time, they are becoming visible. It's hard to overlook the change in Will Harry's intensity as his solo appearances increase. Without the tight hold of a media-trained script, I laughed and smiled more, even making jokes with reporters. As he had done before the chaos started, he has been spending more time alone outside of the Montecito estate, according to those close to him. There are rumors about a guest house where he frequently hides, citing a need for space to recharge. But silence isn't enough. Breathing without Meghan's PR is the key. The story is being dictated by the machine. Meghan is acting as though she has already moved on in the interim, if not literally, as opposed to emotionally. Her recent participation in prominent private gatherings in New Silicon Valley and York weren't coincidental. Red carpets are not what these are. Debuts. These are tactical meetings, spaces brimming with decision-makers, inventors, and billionaires with the ability to change industries and change people's lives. It's not where Meghan goes to network. She leaves hunting there. Rumors circulate concerning a shortlist, a carefully chosen lineup of prospects who are extremely wealthy. She positioned herself. The kind of males who have an impact on Harry's age. It looks like a party favor. The royal badge. One specifically, the name continues drifting to Theon Top, a tech tycoon with connections to significant streaming services, which are popular for dating ladies who have influence because of their celebrity. Okay, in addition to being wealthy, he is well-connected, and sources claim that Meghan is doing everything to keep his attention, behind the soft focus pictures and the smiles. Although not literally, the house feels colder. Monetary, the company that formerly is currently stalled in millions. Offers are drying up. Their crew is getting smaller. Even their presence in social media, once full of carefully chosen quotes about empowerment and family news, has become more subdued. Now, though, each post feels like ad libitum. Attention-grabbing gasp, what the... Quiet makes this much more vicious. From their erstwhile, pals, Oprah was quiet. The Obamas stayed far away, even once their most outspoken member. Tyler Perry Champion has been making subtle suggests that you are owing favors. Thus, a redemption arc may be popular in Hollywood, but it is not patient with a plot that doesn't sell. Additionally, Meghan's is not a divorce rumor, which is dismissed as news reports, have emerged as the new typical. According to industry sources, Meghan's, the legal team has been getting together. Knowledge, not to attack just yet, but to prepare yourself. It is said that she has been speaking about liberty as well, a new reimagining as a powerful individual. The type of lady who doesn't require a title to enter the front row at Davos or the Met Gala. She desires to be perceived as a visionary rather than Harry and a former duchess. He doesn't no longer fit into that image. There's no major altercation, no spectacular consequences, just a steady drifting away in silence. At a vision of goals, Meghan is climbing once more with the same plan. It moved her from dramas on cable to castles. This time, however, the stakes are higher, and the departure could be irreversible. For her, Harry sacrificed everything, his military accolades, his relatives, his home country. However, it might not be in the end sufficient. Peace was what he desired. She desired strength. Furthermore, you cannot create a future when both are pursuing distinct goals, kingdoms. Should Meghan play her cards? Yes. Her upcoming chapter will not contain a crown, but private aircraft will be a part of it. Investment portfolios, as well as requests for each room that counts.